Hey guys, it's Ashley, and today we're going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. I keep seeing this tag everywhere, and I remember last year when it was like a month or two into me having started a booktube channel and I decided to do it, and I still like vividly remember the thumbnail and everything. If you want to go check that out, I will leave that linked down below. But this is a new year, new books, so it's time to freak out over some of the ones I have and haven't read. So let's get started. So question 1 is the best book that you read so far in 2017. And this is so difficult, so I narrowed it down to 5. These are the 5 best books that I've read in 2017 so far. I realized that 3 of them are upside down. 4. All of them are upside. Oh, let me flip the pile. Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, A Darker Shade of Magic, A Court of Mist and Fury, Queen of Shadows, and Lord of Shadows. Not all of these were necessarily published in 2017, but I did read them in 2017, and they were all very good, with exceptions in this one right here. And you will know why when that book talk goes up if you haven't heard about my feelings yet. You will hear soon. Question 2 is the best sequel to a book you've read so far in 2017, and for this I'm picking A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. It was by far one of the best sequels that I've read to a book in a really long time. Now granted, Lord of Shadows did come close to second, but this I finished in like 2 days, whereas Lord of Shadows I read during a period where I wanted to finish it, but I had so many other things I needed to do beforehand, so it put me off from it. So this book is associated with very great memories of me just flying through it, whereas Lord of Shadows has like a lot of bumps and turns and points where I just couldn't read, so I gotta give it to A Court of Mist and Fury. I mean, Resand. Should I say anything else? Question 3 is a new release that you want to read. For this, I'm gonna have to probably choose Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, just because literally anybody who reads it and has really like thought really nothing of it in the beginning is like, oh my god, this is one of the best books ever written ever. And I'm over here like, I don't even have it, I don't know what it's about. I have never read a Laini Taylor book ever, and it's gorgeous, but I don't, what? So I'm like really interested in reading it, and like I want to, and I'm going to, and I will. Question 4 is what is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? And for me, this is very obviously All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater, the arc that everybody seems to have, and yet I don't. But you know what? If I don't end up reading the arc at all, I will just read it when it comes out, because I already have, you know, one of Maggie's doodled copies pre-ordered. So, I mean, no harm, no foul. It's okay. I'll read it eventually. Though I really do want the arc, and I'm very jealous of anybody who is able to get it, so have fun with it. I hope you enjoy it without me. Question 5 is what is the biggest disappointment that you've read in 2017 so far? And for me, it's really nothing. Like, I really haven't read a book that I haven't liked. So, luckily for me, I don't have an answer for this question. I think that's the first time that I'll ever be lucky I don't have an answer for a question, which is very weird. I don't remember the number that I'm on, but what is the biggest surprise that you've read so far? This is going to be Overruled by Brittany Joy. This was a book that the author contacted me about and was like, hey, do you want to review my book? And I was like, hey, sure, it sounds kind of good. And so I picked it up and I was like, this is a really good book. Like, I want to know what's gonna happen in the second one. I think that this was a self-published book, that she published this on her own, and which is really cool because it was a really good book, and I want to know what's gonna happen in the next one, and I'm super excited. And I was really surprised because I wasn't really expecting to like it as much as I did, and I did. The next question is, who is your favorite new author? This could be a debut author or an author that is just new to you in general, and I had to go with Becky Albertelli for this. She's the author of Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda and also the newly released The Upside of Unrequited, though it's not so newly released anymore. It came out in April and I still haven't read it, but I'm planning to soon. I promise. At least Simon, it was so funny and so endearing and heartwarming and just so adorable all around that I just fell in love with it, and I just can't wait to see what she does with Upside because I've heard such great things. So I'm super excited, and plus this is being turned into a movie, and you can bet who's gonna be first in line at the theater, like in my town. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. The next question is, who is your newest crush? I was gonna go with Reese which is like really obvious answer. So I decided to also pick somebody who was maybe not so obvious to anybody else, but you know, if you've watched any of my book talks for this series, you'll know that like it's pretty obvious. I had to go with Adian from Throne of Glass, because I love Adian. I love him. I love him so much, and I can't wait to read Empire of Storms. Even though people tell me don't read it yet, I really want to. So I'm like I'm debating. The next question is, who is your favorite fictional character? For me, it's going to have to be a tie between Kit and Ty in Lord of Shadows. How do you read this book and not like them? How? Somebody explain to me how, because I'm just not getting it. 2 years for Queen of Air and Darkness is too long a wait, and let me just tell you, that first book in the Last Hour series, it better be damn good to hold me over 2 years. Okay, once I put my book talk up, I have at least 9 or 10 reasons as to why I love Kit and Ty. Those will all be listed in my Lord of Shadows book talk. That is coming. I promise you, it's coming. It'll get here soon. The next question is a book that made you cry. 2 books that made me cry this year so far have been Air of Fire and that like hit me right in the rib. Oh my god. I guess that's what I get for throwing this massive book in the air and expecting my uncoordinated self to catch it. We're gonna try this again. So far I have cried through Air of Fire and Lord of Shadows. This one I feel like I've cried the most out of any book I've ever read, except for maybe Clockwork Princess. I might have cried the same amount of time. I finished this book and I was just kind of like sitting there like sobbing uncontrollably, and like my mom walked past and she just looked at me and she looked at the book in front of me and she just kind of like shook her head and walked away, and then I called out for her and I took like 20 minutes to explain what exactly had happened in this book and why I was crying, and she just like continued to look at me as if I was insane. You know why I was crying. I had a good reason to cry. And then this book, don't even get me started on this book. No, I'm done with that book. Oh. A good question. A book that made you happy. Finally. Something that I can laugh over. The book that I'm picking is Tash Hearts Tolstoy by Catherine Ormsby. I still haven't bought a finished copy. I need to get a finished copy now. I seriously have talked about this book too much on my channel. It's just really, really, really cute. And you need to pick it up if you haven't already. Are you gonna pick it up? You should. Are you? You go. You make the good decision. The next question is, what is your favorite adaptation that you've seen so far this year? How many adaptations have come out so far? Like 2 or 3? I don't even know, and I haven't seen any. Like, I know everything came out, but I haven't read the book yet, so I didn't go see the movie. And I know that 13 Reasons Why came out on Netflix, but I haven't read the book yet, so I didn't watch the show. You know, I guarantee you that some movie that I watched had been adapted from a book, because like a majority of movies are nowadays, and like you'll see the end credits and it'll say, oh, adaptation from so-and-so's book so-and-so, and I'm like, what? That was an what? You know, I'm gonna go with Beauty and the Beast for this, now that I'm thinking about it, because even though it wasn't an adaptation from a book, it was an adaptation from the last, you know, Disney-made cartoon movie, so, it counts, right? It better, 'cause it is. Because I'm gonna use it as an answer anyways. I'm sorry, I don't know what's into me right now. I'm like getting really riled up in this video. I just need to calm the hell down. Next is, what is your favorite review / video that you've done so far? For me, my favorite review video has been my Tash Hearts Tolstoy spoiler-free review. I just think I was very well said in that video and I very much enjoyed it. And for my favorite, you know, actual other than a review video that I've made, it's probably my Oh My God, This Song book tag. If you haven't seen that already, I'm very proud of it. Did all the lip syncing myself, thank you very much. But I'm also really pissed because it was copyrighted, and I have to say that the copyright that they put on the video was a remix of the actual song that I used, so it wasn't even copyrighting the actual song I used, it was copyrighting a remix of the song that I never used. I was like halfway between, like, you know, combating it or whatever it's called, I don't know, and then I just was like, do I really care that much? Like, I'm not in this for the money, I'm in this, you know, to have fun and make videos, so who cares if I don't get paid like the, what, I don't know, however much it was gonna give me. It's not worth it. Next question is, what is the most beautiful book that you've gotten this year? And I did not plan an answer for this, so give me a second to peruse my shelves. I mean, I guess I have to go with my Waterstones edition of Lord of Shadows. I haven't even taken the sticker off yet. Look at me go. This is just, like, I don't really have to explain. It's just really gorgeous, and I love it so much. And the last question, what are some of the books that you need to read in the next half of the year? For me, this includes, like I said earlier, The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertelli, which I showed you before I even said the name of the book because I took that piece of hair from my face. I tend to do that a lot. I just now realized that. But I'm really excited to read this one. And I also am dying to get to A Gathering of Shadows and A Conjuring of Light, both by V.E. Schwab, because A Darker Shade of Magic was one of my favorites, and I just don't know why I haven't finished the series yet. This is actually the dust jacket. I took this out because I had planned on starting it. I read the first page, and then I had to do something. So I will get back into that soon, I promise. And so that is the mid-year book freakout tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't have anybody to tag. I'm a horrible person. I'm sorry. If anybody who's watching this wants to do it, like, bam, you've been tagged. I feel like every booktuber or YouTuber or whoever does a tag does that, but like literally I didn't plan out anybody to tag. So just say that I tagged you and tag me in the video if you make the video, like if you put the announcement on Twitter or something, like tag me in it because I'd love to see it. Like I said, that is going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll catch you later. Bye!